Have you ever wondered how rare it is to still do certain things after 65? Many people assume aging means slowing down, losing abilities, or becoming less capable. But here's the truth. If you can still do the 8 things we're about to explore, you're among a small and remarkable group. In this video, we're diving into 8 signs that show you're aging exceptionally well. From physical strength to mental sharpness, qualities that reveal a deeper truth about your longevity, resilience, and overall health. Stick with us until the end, because you'll not only recognize these rare traits in yourself, but you'll also uncover why they're key to living a longer, healthier, and more fulfilling life. Before we begin, I would appreciate it if you like this video. You can help me continue to spread the old age lesson. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like this video, please comment number 1. If you don't like it, comment number 0 to let me know, so I can make a better video for you. Now let's get started. Number 1. You have strong grip strength. One of the most underappreciated, yet profoundly telling indicators of a long, healthy life is the strength of your grip. It's not just about how tightly you can squeeze someone's hand during a handshake, or how effortlessly you twist the lid off a stubborn jar of pickles. Grip strength is a window into your overall physical vitality, reflecting far more than just the power in your hands. If you can still confidently carry a heavy grocery bag dangling from your fingers, haul a stack of firewood, or grip a steering wheel without fatigue, you're in a better position than you might realize. This isn't merely a matter of convenience or a party trick. It's a measurable marker of your body's resilience, tied to muscle mass, neurological health, and even cardiovascular endurance. Research backs this up. Countless studies have shown that older adults with robust grip strength tend to outlive their peers, recover more quickly from illness or injury, and maintain their independence well into their golden years. Why does this matter so much? Grip strength is a holistic indicator. It's not just your hands at work. It's your forearms, your shoulders, and the intricate network of nerves firing from your brain to your fingertips. It's also a proxy for your heart's ability to pump blood efficiently to those muscles. When grip strength fades, it's often one of the first signs of broader decline. Picture this. If you can't hold a coffee mug steady or unscrew a bottle cap, without strain, everyday life becomes a series of small frustrations. Worse, a weakening grip can signal shrinking muscle mass, a condition called sarcopenia, which makes you more vulnerable to falls, fractures, and fatigue. But if your hands still clamp down with authority, it's a sign that your body is holding its own against time. You've got endurance, coordination, and a physical foundation that's still firing on all cylinders. Consider Frank, a 75-year-old retiree who refuses to let age slow him down. He spends his weekends tending to his garden, hefting bags of soil, pruning branches, and wielding a shovel like it's an extension of himself. His handshake could still make a younger man wince, and his doctor once remarked that Frank's grip strength rivals that of men 2 decades his junior. That's not just a fun fact for Frank to brag about over coffee. It's a tangible sign that his entire musculoskeletal system is outperforming expectations. Strong hands mean he can steady himself on a ladder, carry his toolbox without a second thought, and keep doing the things that bring him joy. Beyond that, grip strength is a safeguard. It's directly tied to mobility and dementia, 2 critical factors for aging well. If you can grip a railing tightly or catch yourself during a stumble, you're less likely to end up in the hospital. So if your grip is still a force to be reckoned with, take it as a clear signal. Your body is aging with remarkable grace and strength. Number 2. You can get up from the floor without assistance. Here's a simple test that says more about your future than you might expect. Can you sit down on the floor and stand back up without grabbing onto a chair, pushing off with your hands, or asking someone to pull you up? If the answer is yes, you're holding on to a rare and powerful combination of physical traits that many people your age have already lost: flexibility, balance, coordination, and core strength. This isn't just about proving you can still move like a kid. It's a profound predictor of how well you'll maintain your independence and vitality as the years roll on. Think about the practical side of this skill in your daily routine. Maybe you drop to one knee to retrieve a pen that rolled under the couch, Sit cross-legged on the floor to play a board game with your grandkids, or lower yourself to tie a shoe without a second thought. For you, these movements might feel second nature, but for many older adults, getting back up from that position is a struggle, requiring furniture for leverage, a grunt of effort, or even abandoning the task altogether. If you're still rising smoothly, you're in an elite group, and that's something to celebrate. Take Margaret, a spry 72-year-old who starts each day with a gentle yoga routine in her living room. She flows from sitting cross-legged to standing tall without a wobble or a hint of hesitation. Her doctor once tested her during a checkup and was astonished. Most women her age need a handle, wall, or at least their hands to push off from. Margaret's ability isn't just a testament to her dedication, it's a reflection of a body that's still in tune. This skill hinges on more than just strong legs. It's about the flexibility in your hips, the stability in your ankles, the power in your core, and the coordination to tie it all together. Studies bear this out. Research has found that older adults who struggle to get up from the floor without assistance are at double the risk of mobility issues, falls, and even earlier mortality. Why? Because this movement is a full-body litmus test. If you can do it, your joints are still supple, your muscles are engaged, and your nervous system is sharp enough to keep you steady. The implications go beyond the physical. Being able to rise unassisted means you're less likely to fear falling in the first place, a fear that keeps too many seniors sedentary, accelerating their decline. It means your knees and hips are still lubricated and functional, reducing the wear and tear that leads to arthritis or stiffness. It means you can keep living life on your terms, whether that's gardening, chasing after a pet, or simply enjoying a moment of quiet on the floor with a book. For Margaret, it's the freedom to stretch in the morning without worrying about how she'll get back up. For you, it might be the confidence to kneel and tinker with something low to the ground, knowing you're not stuck there. If you can still perform this feat with ease, it's a glowing endorsement of your body's resilience, a sign that you're not just aging, but aging exceptionally well. Number 3, you can maintain good posture without struggling. Posture says a lot about how well your body is aging. If you can stand straight with your shoulders back, walk without hunching forward, and sit without slumping, you're ahead of most people in your age group. Over time, poor posture leads to a weakened core, back pain, and even breathing difficulties. But if you still maintain proper alignment, it means your spine, muscles, and joints are supporting you well, a rare trait among seniors. You might not think about it often, but posture affects more than just your appearance. It plays a direct role in mobility, balance, and even organ function. When your spine is properly aligned, your lungs expand fully, allowing better oxygen flow and improving energy levels. On the other hand, if you're constantly hunched over, your body is working harder to compensate, leading to fatigue and discomfort. Take George, a 74-year-old retired teacher. He still walks with confidence, his back straight and his head held high. People often assume he's younger than he is simply because of his posture. His doctor once told him, "Most men your age are dealing with spinal compression or a forward-leaning stance, but you're holding up remarkably well." That's because George makes an effort to stay active, engage his core, and avoid the habits that lead to a hunchback. One key reason posture matters is that it directly affects balance and fall prevention. Poor posture shifts your center of gravity forward, making you more likely to lose your footing. When you stand tall, you naturally distribute your weight correctly, reducing strain on your joints and improving stability. If you can still hold yourself upright without discomfort or constant reminders, take it as a sign that your body is aging, with strength and resilience. Number 4, you can easily get up from a chair without using your hands. At first glance, standing up from a chair without relying on your hands might appear to be a minor, almost trivial accomplishment. However, this simple action is a profound indicator of your physical strength, mobility, and overall independence. For many individuals, particularly those over the age of 65, the ability to perform this movement gradually diminishes as lower body strength, joint flexibility, and balance begin to decline. If you can still rise smoothly and confidently from a seated position, whether it's a cushioned armchair, a dining room chair, or the driver's seat of your car, without pushing off with your hands or gripping the armrests for support, It's a clear sign that your body remains in remarkable condition. Your legs, core muscles, and sense of balance are all collaborating seamlessly, allowing you to maintain a level of physical capability that many people your age can only envy. Consider how frequently you perform this motion in your daily life, from getting up after a long Netflix binge on the couch to standing after a meal at the kitchen table, or even exiting a low-slung vehicle. These transitions happen multiple times a day. Each instance demands a blend of quadricep power, glute activation, core stability, and subtle coordination to keep you steady. When this ability starts to fade, it's often one of the earliest red flags, signaling a loss of muscle mass, joint stiffness, or even declining neurological function. For those who struggle, the process might involve rocking back and forth to build momentum, leaning heavily on their arms, or even avoiding low seats altogether out of fear they won't be able to get back up. But if you can still execute this, move with grace and ease, you're showcasing a rare and valuable physical prowess that sets you apart. Take, for example, Linda, a vibrant 72-year-old grandmother of 5. She never gave much thought to her ability to stand up unaided, until she attended a friend's birthday party and noticed how many of her peers strained to rise from their chairs. Some clutched armrests, others accepted a steadying hand from a spouse, and a few even stayed seated longer than they wanted, reluctant to draw attention to their difficulty. Later that month, at a lively family gathering, her 10-year-old grandson playfully challenged her to stand up from the floor without using her hands, an even tougher test than rising from a chair. To her delight and everyone's surprise, Linda popped up effortlessly. Her years of regular walking, gentle stretching, and occasional light strength exercises had paid off in a way she hadn't fully appreciated until that moment. That small victory wasn't just a party trick. It was a testament to her sustained physical health. Why does this seemingly basic skill carry such weight? Research backs up its significance. Studies have shown that older adults who can rise from a seated position without assistance tend to enjoy greater longevity and prolonged independence. This ability reflects sufficient muscle strength in your legs and core, adequate flexibility in your hips and knees, and a sharp enough sense of balance to avoid toppling over. These factors are critical in preventing falls, a leading cause of injury and loss of autonomy among seniors. If you can still perform this action without a second thought, take a moment to recognize what your body is achieving. It's not just about getting up from a chair. It's about preserving a level of function that becomes increasingly rare with age, a quiet badge of resilience that many only notice once it's slipped away. Number 5. You can stand on one leg for more than 10 seconds. Balance is one of those unsung heroes of physical health, something most people barely notice until it begins to falter. If you can lift one foot off the ground and hold your position steadily for more than 10 seconds, without swaying, flailing your arms, or reaching for a wall, you're demonstrating a level of physical fitness and neurological coordination that outshines many of your peers. This isn't just a parlor trick. It's a powerful measure of how well your body and brain are working together. Poor balance is a well-documented risk factor for older adults, closely tied to an increased likelihood of falls, fractures, and even a shorter life expectancy. So if you can ace this test, you're in an elite group, with a body that's holding strong against the tide of aging. I want to see where you stand. Pause for a moment and try it. Stand up straight, pick a focal point on the wall to steady your gaze, and lift one foot a few inches off the floor. Start counting. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, and all the way to 10. If you make it without teetering or setting your foot down, congratulations. Your leg muscles, core stability, and nervous system are in excellent harmony. But if you find yourself wobbling like a tightrope walker in a windstorm, dropping your foot after a mere few seconds, or instinctively grabbing a chair for support, it might be a subtle hint that your balance and strength could use a tune-up. The good news? It's a skill you can improve with practice. Consider Frank, a 77-year-old retired carpenter with a lifetime of physical labor under his belt. In his younger years, he could haul lumber and climb ladders without a second thought. But as he aged, he started noticing little clues of decline, like feeling unsteady on uneven sidewalks or hesitating before stepping off a curb. During a routine doctor's visit, His physician asked him to stand on one leg as part of a basic mobility check. Frank gave it his best shot, but toppled after just 5 seconds, his pride taking a bigger hit than his body. That moment lit a fire under him. Determined to reclaim his stability, he began incorporating simple exercises into his routine. Walking, heel to toe down his hallway, standing on one leg while brushing his teeth, and even practicing near a counter at first, for safety. Within a few months, he could hold a one-legged stance for over 15 seconds, a small but triumphant sign of progress. Why is this ability such a big deal? Exceptional balance isn't just about staying upright. It's a shield against the most common threat to senior independence: falls. According to health experts, falls are the leading cause of serious injury among older adults, often triggering a cascade of complications that erode quality of life. Standing on one leg tests more than just your muscles. It gauges the intricate dance between your brain, nerves, and joints. When that starts to slip, it's often an early warning of broader declines in strength, coordination, or even cognitive function. But if you can still pull this off with ease, you're not just defying gravity, you're defying the odds. So, go ahead and test yourself if you haven't already. Lift that foot, count to 10, and see where you land. If you're steady past the 10-second mark, you're part of a select crew with standout stability. Cherish it, and keep nurturing it, because this skill could be your ticket to staying active and independent for years to come. Number 6. You can get up from the floor without using your hands. The act of getting down to the floor and standing up again might sound like a basic, everyday movement, but it's a profound test of your physical prowess. One that reveals a great deal about your strength, flexibility, balance, and overall mobility. If you can perform this maneuver smoothly, without straining, grunting, or using your hands, arms, or knees to push yourself up, you're part of an exceptional group of individuals who are statistically more likely to enjoy longer lives and retain their independence deep into old age. This ability hinges on a symphony of physical attributes: powerful leg muscles to lift your body weight, a solid core to stabilize your torso, flexible joints to move through the range of motion, and sharp coordination to tie it all together. As people age, these qualities often diminish, turning what was once an effortless task into a struggle, or even an impossibility without assistance. Yet if you can still do it with grace, it's a glowing sign that your body remains in remarkable sync. Take Joan, a spirited 72-year-old grandmother who stayed active through decades of gardening, dancing, and chasing after her grandkids. One afternoon, while playing a lively game of blocks with her youngest grandchild on the living room rug, she had a quiet moment of realization. When it was time to get up, she rose to her feet without a second thought. No hands pressing into the floor, no furniture to lean on, just a fluid motion, as natural as breathing. Later, she mentioned this to her doctor during a checkup, and he beamed with approval. He explained that her ability to rise unaided was a powerful indicator of her physical health. Her quadriceps and glutes were robust, her hips and knees were limber, and her balance was spot on. Research backs this up. Studies have found that older adults who struggle to stand from the floor without support face a significantly higher risk of falls, loss of mobility, and even earlier mortality. The reason is clear. Difficulty with this task often points to declining muscle mass, sarcopenia, weakened stability, and a breakdown in overall functional fitness. Conversely, those who can still do it effortlessly tend to stay active, dodge injuries, and live independently well into their 80s, 90s, and beyond. Ready to put yourself to the test? Find a clear spot. Lower yourself to a seated position on the floor, any way you like. Then try standing up without using your hands, arms, or knees for leverage. If you pop up with little effort, congratulations. You're in a rare and enviable category of seniors with outstanding physical capability. If it feels tough, don't be discouraged. It's a skill you can build with practice. Start by strengthening your core with exercises like planks, boosting leg power with squats, and enhancing flexibility with stretches for your hips and ankles. Over time, you'll feel stronger, more agile, and more confident in your body's abilities. Whether it's easy or a work in progress, this test is a snapshot of your vitality, and a reminder that it's never too late to keep moving, growing, and thriving. Number 7. You can carry groceries without struggling. If you're still able to hoist a bag of groceries from the car or up a flight of stairs without wincing, gasping for breath, or needing help, congratulations. That strength is not just practical, it's powerful. Carrying groceries might seem like an everyday task, but it calls upon your arms, shoulders, back, and core, all at once. It requires balance to stay upright while walking, endurance to keep moving without frequent rests, and grip strength to hold onto the bags without dropping them. When you can do this with confidence, it's a clear sign that your muscles are engaged, your cardiovascular system is supporting you well, and your joints are flexible enough to handle the load. Think of all the small muscles working behind the scenes when you lift those shopping bags. Your biceps, deltoids, lower back stabilizers, even your calves. These muscles don't just help with errands, they help with life. And when they're still doing their job well, it means you haven't let time steal your physical edge. Consider Helen, a 76-year-old widow who lives on the second floor of a walk-up apartment. Every Thursday, she makes her weekly grocery trip, loading up her cart with fruits, canned goods, and bottled water. Then, without hesitation, she climbs the stairs, 2 bags in each hand, steady and strong. Her neighbors often offer to help, but Helen just smiles. Her doctor once told her, "That weekly grocery haul is better than a gym session." Carrying weight also helps maintain bone density, which is especially important for older adults. The slight strain on your bones and muscles during lifting sends a message to your body. Stay strong. And your body listens. Weight-bearing. Activities like lifting groceries actually support long-term mobility and reduce the risk of osteoporosis. Even more, this ability reflects independence. If you can still carry your own bags, you don't need to rely on others for simple tasks. That autonomy, however small it may seem, builds confidence and preserves dignity. It allows you to continue living life on your terms. So the next time you carry a heavy bag of groceries from the store or up the porch steps, pause and smile. You're doing far more than lugging apples and milk. You're proving to yourself and the world that your body still has strength, balance, and the will to move. Number 8. You still have mental sharpness and curiosity. Perhaps the most powerful sign of exceptional aging isn't visible in your muscles or joints, but in your mind. If you're still learning new things, remembering names, planning your day, solving little problems, or simply staying curious about the world around you, then your mind is aging with grace. Mental sharpness reflects a brain that's active, adaptable, and well-nourished. Whether you're reading books, doing crossword puzzles, learning to use a new app on your phone, or just enjoying meaningful conversations, you're keeping those cognitive pathways strong. As we age, it's normal to have occasional forgetfulness. But what truly matters is how engaged your mind remains. Do you still look forward to trying new recipes? Do you remember stories from long ago and tell them with clarity and feeling? Are you interested in the world, in news, in learning, in growing? That spark of curiosity is more than charming. It's essential. Consider Samuel, an 80-year-old grandfather who decided to learn to paint after retirement. He'd never held a brush before, but he felt drawn to color and creativity. Every afternoon, he paints by the window, experimenting with watercolors, watching YouTube tutorials, and even joining an online art group. His grandkids think it's cool. His doctor thinks it's brilliant. That mental engagement, fueled by passion and curiosity, is keeping his brain young. Scientists agree, staying mentally active supports memory, attention, and even emotional well-being. People who continue to challenge their minds tend to enjoy better cognitive function, slower memory decline, and a deeper sense of purpose. That purpose alone can be a lifeline in later years. What you think, feel, and pay attention to shapes your brain, literally. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new connections, doesn't end with youth. It continues for a lifetime, especially when nurtured by curiosity, connection, and a sense of adventure. So if your mind still lights up with questions, if you enjoy reading, solving, wondering, imagining, take it as a gift. You're not just aging well, you're living deeply. Final thoughts. If you've recognized yourself in even a few of these signs, take a moment to feel proud. You're not just surviving, you're thriving. These abilities, standing tall, rising from the floor, staying balanced, lifting your groceries, remembering your grandkids' birthdays, are all quiet testaments to a life still rich with ability, resilience and meaning. And if there's a skill you're still working on, that's okay too. Aging well isn't about perfection. It's about persistence, awareness and care. Every little effort you make to stay active, curious and independent is a step toward a fuller, more vibrant life. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 3 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any future videos. Your support helps us continue creating thoughtful content to inform and inspire you. Let's keep moving forward, together, without breaking a sweat or feeling like you've just run a marathon. You're in better shape than most people your age, and that's no small feat. This everyday task might seem mundane, but it's a powerful indicator of your overall physical health. Carrying groceries doesn't just rely on one muscle group. It's a symphony of grip strength, upper body endurance, core stability, and even lower body support working together. Research backs this up. Studies, like those published in the Journal of Gerontology, have shown that grip strength, one of the key players in lifting and holding on to bags, isn't just a measure of hand power, but one of the most reliable predictors of longevity and resilience as we age. Think about what's happening when you carry a heavy load of groceries. Your hands grip the bags, requiring strong forearms and fingers that haven't succumbed to weakness or arthritis. Your shoulders and upper back stabilize the weight, proving that your posture and joint health are still intact. Your core kicks in to keep you balanced, while your legs provide the foundation to move without stumbling. It's not just about muscle, it's a sign that your skeletal system is holding up against osteoporosis. Your nervous system is still coordinating effectively, and your cardiovascular system can handle the effort without leaving you gasping for air. These are all things that naturally decline with age, often starting as early as your 50s or 60s, for many people. So if you're effortlessly managing this task well into later years, it's a clear signal that your body is still operating at an impressively high level. Consider Walter, a 74-year-old retired schoolteacher from Ohio, as a real-world example. Walter never gave much thought to his physical strength until a routine trip to the grocery store opened his eyes. As he loaded his car with bags of canned goods, produce, and a gallon of milk, he noticed something striking. Men in their 40s and 50s around him were grunting and straining under similar loads, their faces red with effort. One younger shopper, a guy in his 30s, even approached Walter with a concerned look and offered to help, assuming the older man would struggle. Walter chuckled, waved him off and said, "Thanks, but I've been hauling groceries since before you were born. No need to stop now." That moment stuck with him. Later, he reflected on how his decades of staying active, gardening, walking, and occasionally lifting weights in his garage, had quietly kept him ahead of the pack. He didn't feel old, and his body proved it. Doctors often highlight this kind of functional strength as a key health marker. A weak grip or difficulty lifting everyday items can be an early red flag for bigger problems: sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, brittle bones, or even neurological decline. These issues creep up slowly, but they can snowball into frailty, a state where even basic tasks become monumental challenges. On the flip side, if you're still carrying those bags without a second thought, you're part of an elite group of older adults who've held on to their physical independence. And the benefits go beyond the grocery store. That strength translates to carrying laundry, moving furniture, or even helping a friend with a task, activities that keep you engaged in life rather than sidelined by limitations. If you've noticed this ability starting to slip, maybe your hands tremble under the weight or your back protests after a trip from the car, it's not too late to turn things around. Strength isn't a gift you're stuck with or without. It's a skill you can build and maintain. Simple habits like squeezing a stress ball to boost grip, lifting light dumbbells, or even carrying a small load during a daily walk can keep your muscles and joints in fighting shape. The key is consistency. If you're already doing it with ease, celebrate that win. It's a sign you're defying the typical aging process and staying in a rare category of seniors who can still tackle life's physical demands head-on. Number 8. You can get down on the floor and stand back up without help. Here's a test of vitality that sounds simple, but reveals so much. If you can lower yourself to the floor, say to play with a pet or pick up a dropped item, and then rise back to your feet without grabbing a chair, a handrail, or someone's arm for support, you're beating the odds in a big way. This isn't just a party trick. It's one of the most telling signs of long-term mobility, independence, and overall health. For most people over 65, this basic movement becomes a struggle, if not an impossibility. Why? It demands a complex blend of physical traits: leg strength to push you up, flexibility in your hips and knees to bend and extend, core power to stabilize your torso, and balance to keep you from tipping over. If you've still got it, you're in rare company, and science says you're set up for a longer, healthier life. Take Emma, an 80-year-old grandmother from Texas, as a shining example. One afternoon, she was sprawled out on the living room rug, building a Lego tower with her giggling grandkids. When playtime ended, she didn't hesitate. She planted one foot flat on the floor, pressed her hands into the carpet for a little leverage, and stood up smoothly, brushing off her jeans like it was nothing. Her daughter, watching from the couch, was floored. "Mom," she said, wide-eyed, "I know people 20 or 30 years younger who'd need a crane to pull that off." Emma just shrugged, unaware that her casual movement was a testament to her remarkable physical condition. She'd always been active. Decades of gardening, yoga, and chasing kids had kept her body limber and strong. But she didn't realize how exceptional her ability was until that moment. Medical experts take this seriously. There's even a formal assessment called the sit-to-stand test, used by doctors and researchers to gauge a person's functional fitness and predict their risk of mortality. A landmark study from the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology found that older adults who struggled to rise from a seated position on the floor, or couldn't do it at all, faced a dramatically higher risk of falls, fractures, and chronic health decline. The reason is clear. Getting up and down isn't just about muscle. It's a full-body challenge that reflects the health of your joints, your coordination, and your nervous system. If you can still do it unassisted, you're not just avoiding frailty. You're proving that your body can still handle life's unexpected demands, from dodging a spill on the floor to recovering from a stumble. This matters more than you might think. Falls are a leading cause of injury, and even death among older adults. And the danger isn't always the fall itself. It's the ability to get back up. Seniors who lack the strength or balance to recover often end up stuck, vulnerable to complications, like dehydration or pressure sores if help doesn't arrive quickly. But if you can still navigate that up and down motion with confidence, you've got a superpower of sorts, a body that's resilient, adaptable, and ready to keep you independent. Emma's story isn't unique among those who've held on to the skill, but it's rare in a world where sedentary lifestyles and age-related decline strip it away. For most, wanting to keep this ability, or reclaim it if it's slipping, is all about practice and persistence. Daily habits like bodyweight squats, lunges, or even sitting down and standing up from a chair repeatedly can reinforce the muscles and coordination you need. Core exercises like planks or leg raises help keep your midsection strong, while stretching maintains the flexibility to move freely. If getting up is tough now, start small. Use a cushion or a sturdy chair for support, gradually relying on it. Less as you build strength. The beauty of this skill is that it's use it or lose it. Keep moving and you'll keep it. If you're already doing it naturally, take a moment to appreciate how extraordinary that is. You're not just ahead of the curve. You're in a select group of seniors whose bodies still move like they're decades younger. And that's something worth celebrating. As we wrap up this video, take a moment to reflect on these 8 remarkable abilities that set you apart as a rare jewel in aging. If you're still able to do these things with ease, you're part of an elite group who've maintained strength, mobility, and mental sharpness far beyond what most expect at this stage in life. Aging doesn't mean losing everything. It's about adapting, preserving, and thriving in unexpected ways. So what have you learned so far? We'd love to hear from you. Please comment below with one thing you've learned today and how you plan to bring it into practice in your life. If you liked this video, please leave your comment below and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Your support keeps us going, and we can't wait to see you in the next one.